Welcome to the Boar's coverage of the 2026 Student Union Spring Officer Elections, where we are offering all candidates for full-time officer positions an interview with our team ahead of Big Decision Night. I am Zara Wardana O'Reilly, the podcast section sub-editor, and today I'll be interviewing Nidhi Krishnamurthy Bhaskar. I hope I'm pronouncing your name all right.
Yeah.
Running for the position of Vice President for Education in the
Yep.
upcoming elections. Welcome, Nidhi. The first question I've got is, why did you decide to run for this position?
I decided to take up Vice President for Education because academic is the core principle why we are at the Warwick, and I just want to make the core strong and smooth and meaningful for the students who are taking steps in their future. So that's the basic thing I want to implement into.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
Oh no, you can carry on. It's okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Also, education shouldn't be a pressure for someone who is studying in the Warwick, and Warwick should be an example for the future reference as well. That's what main intention for me standing for the education post at the Warwick University.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. So, what would your key priorities be if elected as VP for Education? I know you touched on it a bit, but if you just expand any key goals.
Yeah, I'll do that. My top three priorities are: first one is feedback should be earned. Also not only earned but also put into action. That's my first priority. I would do that by encouraging students in their participation. I know many students discuss their feedback with their colleagues or friends in a casual setting, but no one would actually make themselves put into effort in filling the form or coming and confronting in front of the department. I think that's my priority to make sure, my first priority. And my second priority is eliminating unnecessary academic pressure, in the sense of like uh, deadline clustering or timetable or late timetables issue. I would make sure that would happen in time, and there isn't any pressure in their way of learning. And my third priority um, would be providing a well-being and accessibility during their stay at Warwick. I think education comes along with the pressure. Also, the mental pressure is high. To reduce the pressure in their performance is by providing well-being support along. So that's the my last and the most important priority that I would be focusing on.
Okay, thank you. So my third question is, which you also kind of touched on this as well. What changes do you think are necessary in terms of assessments and exams at work? And how would you work to achieve these? So maybe you'd want to
Yeah.
focus on exams. This question.
Okay. Like I said before in your previous question, I would focus on the the way the timetables are structured regarding exams and the early issue of timetable rather than the late issue. So I would regarding the timetable, I would focus mainly on uh, the way they are issued, uh, in a structured and organized way and in an earlier way. The assignment and the deadlines to be supported well, academic support is what I'm focusing on, and contacting the department staff and getting the SSLC members involved in the meetings is what I'm prioritizing.
Leading on from your point on SSLCs, SSLCs are supposed to be the primary forum for academic feedback at Warwick. Many students feel their concerns often don't lead to visible change. So, how would you ensure that SSLCs lead to tangible outcomes rather than just discussions?
I would encourage student participation in SSLC forms filling, and I would make sure the forms are kept in short rather than long, so that many don't give up on filling the forms. I have experience by myself filling the forms. The forms when the forms are lengthy, the feedback forms, many would give up in the middle or not even make an effort to fill in the form. I think that would what I would bring in the change, keeping the form short, encouraging the participations of many number. Also, regarding the actions, I would make them to be my first thing to be done. The the problem solving and communication. I would put in the problem solving and communication skills in making the actions to be done rather than keeping them just in words. That's
Yeah.
how I would do it.
Okay. So my final question for you is that humanities and art courses across the country are being defunded more than ever at the moment. This is something Warwick isn't immune to. Having seen staff cuts in the past year, how would you work to safeguard humanities subjects at Warwick?
I would encourage people to uh, take up humanities and arts as main career uh, by uh, by giving them an insight of how the career path has been, by getting the lectures from alumni, or having a guest lecture from an alumni, and how did they lead the path of their arts and humanities career. And I would give them an example of that lecture and show them how it's done and could be done, then eliminating the negativity around it. Also, I would keep in more um, social media involved around the topics and awareness of taking up the careers, involving alumni lectures and the social media newses over the course would keep the young generation take up in an effective way.
Okay, thank you so much. Do you have any final questions or thoughts you just want to clarify before I stop recording?
No, I just don't have any for now.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much for participating in this. I really appreciate it.